Welcome to On The Bit. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Good, Dave.
That's good, mate. Pretty big weekend it was last week, Caulfield Guineas Day, but it's Caulfield Cup Day in Melbourne. One of the big two cups for the year, and the Group 1 Caulfield Cup run over 2,400 is worth $3 million, mate, so it's nothing to be sneezed at, and I thought it was an interesting edition of the Caulfield Cup, mate. So what did you like?
Dave, didn't look like a hell of a lot of speed on paper. I thought probably Murray's horse, John Snow, probably might lead. Don't know where Benevil's going to get to from the gate, but I reckon they're going to be a bit more positive on her. She's my selection. I think they just give her a little bit of a run on Saturday. I
think so.
And obviously Saturday's her grand final. She comes in really well, 3.5 kilos under weight for age conditions with the 52.5. She's a mare that loves at 2,400. She's obviously won at weight for age in the Underwood. It was very impressive. Kieran McAvoy is absolutely on fire. So I'm thinking lots of ticks there, and Murray Baker's record speaks for himself. Like the run of Johan Vermeer, it was really eye-catching, made really good ground. Obviously at the weight for age conditions of last start comes in really well at the handicap as well, and a 1.5 miles would suit. So Bodevo on top from Johan Vermeer second for mine.
Yeah, I didn't really see a standout chance with the local brigade, but Bonevo is the best of the local, although she's from New Zealand. Her form this spring's been outstanding. Prior to a fail last weekend, but I'm not surprised with that, with Murray Baker being the trainer. I think she just needed to run, although there was a few concerns about her lameness early in the week. She's actually eased out to $8.50, which is double what she was a week ago, so that'll help with chances. But my top pick is one of the internationals. I'm going to put Marmello on top. I went out to Werribee last week to see another horse, and I was taken by this horse. He's a cracking type. Big, strong individual, just oozes class when you look at him. Went back to have a look at his replays, and he's very impressed with his form. The only concern is he's probably better suited over the 3,200. That's what they brought him out here for. But in a year where I didn't think the locals were outstanding, I just thought this horse presents as the best stayer in the race. He can race handy as well, which is an advantage at Caulfield. He's got Hugh Bowman aboard, another advantage, and he can race on any type of surface. So he was $21 at the start of the week. I think they've trimmed him up to 17s. Each way, I just thought he was a massive chance, so he was on the bit for mine. I thought the danger was Johan Vermeer's as well. Obviously, his run last week was outstanding, had the flashing light on it. And he's been heavily backed this week. My only concern was he's never won past 2,000. It was 2,000 last week, and I went back to watch his replays again. His latest race in the UK prior to coming here was second in a Group 3 race over 2,400. And I thought he had his chance to win. I just didn't think he could get past the leader. So he's going to get back in the field, and from barrier 2, I just thought he might get cluttered up. So I thought he was a little bit of a risk at the $4. My third pick is Ventura Storm. He's a local now, but obviously he's raced in the UK pretty much up until about 6 or 8 months ago. He won a Group 1 in Italy before he came out here. He was beaten in a British St. Leger by a very short margin. He can definitely stay this guy. He's won twice and placed second at his only 3 attempts past 2,400. What's really interesting is since he's been in Australia, they haven't tried him at the 2,400 yet. They've kept him at distances about 1,700. When he got to 2,000 last start, he ran behind Winks, although he was a long way behind. But he did beat Humidor home, and I thought he was actually holding Humidor. I didn't think Humidor was making much ground up on him, so I can't believe Humidor's like $6 and this Ventura Storm's $12. I think that should be the other way around. So he's drawn barrier 4. He can posse up handy. He's got D. Oliver aboard, so I rate him a big chance as well. So those 3 plus Bonnevale, they're the main 4 I thought in this year's Cup.
Yep.
Stable news, mate. It's Thursday today, and you've just got back from Maui.
Yeah.
And you won a Maui Cup today. So how was that, mate?
Oh, it was amazing. Amazing. He's been a good horse.
Count Da Vinci we're talking about?
Yeah, Count Da Vinci. Winning the Maui Cup. We're pretty confident going there. Scotty Brunton does an amazing job out in Tassie, and since this horse has come over, he's been brilliant. So would have been great to have the owner. He's been quite quite sick, Wayne, and so he watched it at home in Perth. But yeah, it's been fantastic. So
You've done very well with that horse, mate. Brought it over here with 18 starts, 1 win.
1 win.
And how many has he won here since he's been in Tassie? And
He's won a Group 3 Hobart Cup and second in a Launceston Cup, and won a Moe Cup today and ran third behind Mr. Sneaky and Bounce, my friend, in a listed race over 14. So I think he's won about 8 or something like that, Dave. Since
fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Well done there. Anything else, mate?
Just last week the Willoughby was another try stayer. He won again at Morphettville, and probably see him Melbourne Cup Day in the Lavata Long Black. So
yep, and Mossendale Sunday.
Mossendale Sunday in the Seymour Cup. Yeah, so
that's a pretty competitive race. So
pretty competitive race. Well, obviously Ecuador's a Group 1 galloper. Charmed Harmony's pretty smart too.
Yep.
So obviously, but they carry weight. Ecuador's got 60 kilos. Mossendale's on the minimum of 54, so he's got to give him 6. Whether he's up to those horses, we'll find out. But I think they'll sort of put the pressure on, and hopefully he can just sit behind them and have the last shot.
A little bit of rain about. I suppose you're hoping for a bit more rain before Sunday.
A little bit more rain would be lovely.
We're going to see more on Sunday as well with Mr. So-and-so, who's the 3/4 brother to Mr. Sneaky. Got beat in a maiden at Geelong last start. He was probably the best run of the race. The winner sort of sat off a very slow speed and kicked. And we came from last and went around them and just got beat in a photo. He goes to a 1,300 metre maiden, so he's stepping up an extra sort of 100 metres. He's drawn 13 at Seymour, but I reckon that's where you want to be at Seymour, especially from that 1,300 metre barrier. They just go down the side, there's one bend. We had Columbia win there a couple of weeks ago, and he's pretty much drawn the same as the so-and-so. And I'd probably say, even though Columbia's 1-2, I'd probably say Mr. So-and-so is a better horse than Columbia. So I think this maiden's right up his alley. So he's a huge chance to break the maiden. He probably won't be any flash odds. But yeah, he's in race 2 down there on Seymour, so we'll be out there at Seymour Cup Day, so it should be a big day. I'll get a few people down there, I think, on Sunday, especially if the weather actually holds up and it doesn't get too wet. Best on breeding, Lenny. Who's your best on breeding this weekend?
I've just been going with a few that I've bought and they've saluted, so I hope it can happen again. With Pasito in Adelaide. He was $66,000 buy from the Magic Millions. He's by Nakoni out of a Commands mare, Littoral, who's she's actually had a stakes placed horse in Urata Bell. So yeah, hoping he's come through his run really good according to the stables. So
yep, that's good. Value bets. I've gone for Caulfield Race 7, number 1, Fartnar. They had him in on Wednesday, this horse, but they scratched him. I'm really happy that they scratched him and saved him for this race. Yeah, I thought he was one of the unlucky runners in the Moyer Stakes. He's caught in behind his stablemate Scheidel. Approaching the turn, he needed to get off her back and start rolling and out, but he was locked in behind the speed and finished on their backs. The swoopers came and he got shuffled back and finished 7th. But I just thought in the end it was more the swoopers getting the run the race, and he just wasn't wound up at that stage. So again, he's drawn barrier 1. He'll get a run behind the speedy Snitty Kitty and Super 2. They'll both go really hard in this. Super 2 only knows one pace, so I expect these two mares to actually cut each other up in front. And I just think a horse like Fartnar, who'll be sitting 1 or 2 lengths off him at the back, will be left, have the sit on them and finish over the top. Yeah, I just thought the 1,000 metres was to his advantage. He's $8.50 each way. I thought he was great value in that race. So here's my each way value bet. On the bit, Lenny, who's your on the bit special for the weekend?
Race 9 at Caulfield, Fox Plate, Chris Waller's horse.
Yep.
Think strong beautifully in 4 to get a gun run. It's had great form. Second to 3 starts back in Winks. Sorry, I couldn't read my own handwriting. 1,400 and then just ran 4th in the Epsom. Great record at the distance. He's a Group 1 winner and he's in really good at the weights with the set weights and penalties. He's only 3.5 kilos above the minimum with a 111 rating. It's 460 on offer, and Kieran McAvoy's taken the ride as well. So
yep.
Yeah, Fox Play for mine.
He's riding in great form.
He is.
I'm on Caulfield Race 1, number 6, Our Crown Mistress. Really like this filly. I think she's got black type written all over her. She's out of the Gay Waterhouse yard. She'll lead this field, travels well within herself, this filly, and has a really good kick. Early in the day when the leaders will probably be to the advantage on this track with the ride at 6 metres. So I think she'll take a lot of running down. She gets out to the 1400 after winning at Geelong over 1300 last start. I think she'll get everyone off to a good start, and I think $2.60, I thought she was on a bit special. And a good way to sort of multi your way through the day, her with a few in the through the day. So she's on the bit for mine. Off the bit, Lenny.
Zenalacious, race 8 is $4.65.
Where's it running?
In Sydney.
Sydney, is it?
Yeah. Smart mare has been running well, but was penalised with 60 kilos and drawn 11 with only a moderate tempo in the race, and has to sort of lug that weight. And run wide with the gate, so hasn't won at the distance either, so I just thought it was a risk.
Yep. I'm off the bit with Caulfield Race 4, number 1, Tangled. I'm plotting this colt as a true staying type. He's by Snitzel. He was close up in the Group 1 Spring Champion last start, but I thought he'd get every chance to run down Ace High, and he didn't. Not saying that Ace High isn't a quality horse himself, 3-year-old who's going towards the Derby. But Waller's record in Melbourne, I know you've tipped Fox Play to win, but Waller's record in Melbourne is poor this season. He hasn't had a winner at Caulfield this season yet. And Blake Shin goes on to this horse on Saturday. And when he partners up with Blake Shin, his record's pretty poor as well. So I just thought there was a few progressive Derby types in this race. It's only a field of 8, but it's actually quite a competitive race. So I thought he was off the bit for mine, his favourite, and I thought he was off the bit. So have a good Caulfield Cup day, Cox Play day next weekend. We'll see you then, and good luck.
Cheers, guys.